Enclosures. It has his own YouTube channel. And this guy is an animal when it comes to designing boxes.
Unbelievable. I couldn't even believe that there was 2 8s in there.
This guy right here is doing something special.
I welcome y'all to MBE. What you about to see? Box building in a different league. In this SQL scene, believe that money ain't a thing when it comes to his kings. Now that's fact, not fiction. Call 44694
449 444 Yo, Draco. MB. This is my king. This is my king.
These are my king.
Oh yeah.
What's up? It's your boy MB.
What's up, M? What's up, MD?
I see now with the advent and the introduction.
Oh, that's MB. Master B.
Into the lineup, I'll go ahead and answer it. The question is, MB, why do you make your baffles so steep?
Cause them kickles is bad.
Greater the impartation of resonance or counter vibration, counter resonance.
Oh, man, he said some big words. He said the counter resonance of the transparency of the enclosure of the extreme capabilities of the this here is this right here, Yankees call this cock. Yeah, they call it cock. Like you come out the tube. Wait, what kind I use? I tell you what I use. I use the best kind because I use the king. Just call 444-8044. 4 and a 4 and them kings. Here's what I use. I'll show you my king. Let me show you what I kings I be using. This the shit I be using. It's called the cracking nail. No nail cracking. Heavy duty shit. 100% waterproof. It makes me an animal. Rawr. When I use this shit. Got them sawdust buckets in my nose. And the reason I use the baffle 2 inches thick is because the transparency of the transportation, of the transmission, of the transparency, transgender, what other fucking words can I use to say transgender? I don't know. I don't even know what them goddamn words mean. But it sounds like it means something. Yeah, this right here is the cracking. And the cracking go on clear. But that shit expands just like a motherfucker. Yeah. Probably like 2 to 4 inches. Yeah. Nah, it don't spread 2 to 4 inches, but it spread like a motherfucker though. This here, them guys from Kicker that call me the animal, this is what they call the animal they build. And it looked like a fucking animal built it. And there's some ugly ass shit in there, but that shit'll hold like a motherfucker. Yeah, look, I even broke the end off this old soft pine. I ain't even be using that damn high dollar wood. No, this shit cheap as motherfucker. This shit right here, this is what we use in Nobody. Nobody got this in the baffle. It ain't cracked it none. You know why? Because I be using that epoxy and that cracking in there. This whole chunk came off. I said, fuck it. I ain't putting no new piece of wood on this shit. I'm on a budget, man. Hell yeah. When you on a budget, you say, fuck it. That's what you say. And you just keep going. And you gonna say, but Master B, you over the edge over here. That's okay. I'm gonna be rounding it off to just like this is right here. You take that route and go, and somebody gonna say, God damn, You tricked us, man. Hell yeah, I tricked everybody. I'm gonna talk to somebody else now. Talk China. Now see what he do. He's not very sneaky guy. Very sneaky. Hey. He trick. He trick all the time. Now what he gonna use with this? He gonna put in 2-inch part, 4-inch part. Yeah, I might call this the 30th order. Oh shit, wait a minute. I left out the damn, I didn't even cut no port on this motherfucker. What am I gonna do? I don't know. What I did though is rigged this up though. This shit is way better than the way Kicker did it. Yeah, this one of them Kicker box enclosures and shit. Look at that old shitty glue down there. Look, I missed a spot. Or did I miss it on purpose? I don't know. We'll find out. Look, didn't put any on the back. Oh, shit. That ain't worth a fuck. Look, somebody went. Yeah, man. Look, Master B, look right there. I got a crack. Oh, shit. What Smart American do? Smart American leave crack. He let swell. He run back with different kind of stuff. Yeah. This right here, he gonna fix it too. It doesn't really matter though, cause it is sealed from inside. I take and sand. Yes, I take and sand. I sand down. I smooth edge. I make look just like this. What am I going to do with this box? Listen, this was a Chinese fuck up right here. This was a Chinese fuck up. I'm gonna talk normal now. Here's what happened to this box. I'm gonna tell you just exactly how this went. And you can take this to the bank. When these boxes were built, look at how this shit is. They put a layer on and then another layer, trying to thicken the edge because their cuts were wrong. That number one. And then when they put it the way they did, they went in, carved out a hole. They went in about 1/4 of an inch, carved out a hole for the gasket material on the outside of that competition Kicker speaker. Well, the dumb fuckers didn't measure the depth. And in order to fix that fuck up, I'm telling you what happened here. You can, I bet if you called up China right now and said, is this what happened? They're going to say, yeah. They had to come back and put a piece of steel right here. And the only purpose of that steel is not for beautification. No, it's because they fucked up and the magnet was touching the back of the box. Yes. So they had to cut a hole out to allow for an extra, 5/8? That's what that looks like to me. 1/2 inch. That looks like 5/8. Probably 1/2 inch. One or the other, don't make a fuck. I'm not sitting out here trying to measure things. I ain't trying to measure 1/2 inches. I'm measuring feet and stuff. But you can see where they cut down here and routed this down and put a plate there. And that plate, let me tell you something. I've done this. That plate leaks like hell. There is no gasket material whatsoever around that plate. It is just carpet. And when the carpet dries up and gets shitty, you can take, you do it however you want it, but I've done it. I've had the speaker in there. I played the speaker, make sure the speaker was good. I tested the speaker, it's good, all that. I put a piece of paper back there and it was going flat, all around this box, all these cracks and shit before I fixed it. And this is not the same size as it was before. No, this has been shrunk down. I'm going to show you where it's been shrunk down here in just a second. So it has been shrunk down. This plate system was a fuck up and China had to fix it. And I'll guarantee you, Kicker got these boxes cheap as hell. I'll bet money on it. Guarantee they were cheap as dirt because that place fucked up. That wasn't no design. Nobody's going to put a piece of steel back there. For what? What was the purpose of it? To make it stronger? No, hell no. That is not what the purpose was. No. They was just a fuck up. That's all it was. It was a straight up screw up. So I'll show you where I cut out the material over here. I had a minute. I'm letting the Scion chill out. It's 16. It was 16.2 and 16 something. I'm letting her cool off and air out. Guys, everything survived from the show, as you can see. It's just like it was. These amps are hot, so they've been in the sun all day. Well, they're not too bad. They cooled off a lot since I opened that up. But what I did here is I cut some off of that box for a reason. There's the kicker. That's what it looked like right there. Y'all remember that? Remember how shitty it looked in there in that port? That's some beautiful work, ain't it? Look at that. How many pieces of wood they gonna cram together? Look how it was splitting. Look, just fell apart in my damn hand. That's what's holding the speaker box together for kicker. With some glue that ain't worth a shit. I'm sitting here showing it to you guys. I have nothing to hide. I exposed the hell out of these companies. Look at this shit. That's some good wood. I mean, that's some good glue, ain't it? That's not glued together at all. All that is that's caulk. How they call it in Jersey and up there in Massachusetts and shit around fucking New York. They call this fucking cack over here. Put a little bit of cack in that crack. No, I used the cracking. The cracking is actually glue. And it expands like cack. Yeah, but look how they did this. That's a little bitty ass piece of wood. Look at this right here. I'm telling you, this box was a fuck up. In order to have to fix it, they had to start adding pieces and recutting it, and this is part of it. That's some good material right there. Now it's MDF, but look how they had to do these. They had to put an extra piece of wood and then drop it down to try to get the speaker to fit. Now look at this right here. It's been sitting outside for about 6 months. Somewhere around there. That's where we cut the baffle out on the Scion, and I'll tell you the specs of that enclosure now. It's different. That enclosure used to be tuned 2242. Somebody said something about Jerry built the box. Well, no, Jerry filmed. He was a filmer. He filmed for his channel. I was there. I know what happened. This change was made by Duck. Duck gave me the measurements, and me and Miller changed this part and built the entire back baffle over again. Me and Miller did. Duck gave me the measurements, told me what I needed to do. And we didn't just change the outside diameter. We made changes on the box, and I'm not going to say what those changes are. But I'll tell you what it's tuned to. It's tuned 2244 and a half. That's what it's tuned. But you'll notice the cracking is waterproof glue, guys. It doesn't separate. This shit has been outside in the rain for probably 6 months. There ain't no separation, and there's not even any screws in it. See? It's not going to come unglued because it was glued with the cracking. Jerry used to make fun of that cracking, called it Chernobyl glue. And I laughed too, but because it was funny. Hey, I give him credit. When something's funny, I laugh about it and tell him it was funny. Yeah, he called it the Chernobyl glue. He said, that shit get on, you don't know what the fuck it'll do. But that is the best glue I've ever used. That shit will be harder than concrete. The damn sure will. And you'll break screws trying to put it in there if you don't use the old screw lube. So I have cut this box down. There's a reason I cut this box down. There's a reason we made tuning changes in this car. And there's a reason I'm not telling you the rest of the tuning of the car, as far as not the tuning, but the actual changes that were made in the box. So let me go ahead and straighten this out for people that still think Jerry did it. No, Jerry didn't do it. No, he didn't do it. He did not. He filmed some, and those young boys and Deb did more work than he did. Yeah, Deb painted the whole damn thing. Deb did all the epoxy. Jerry didn't do it. No, so I'm telling it like it is, man. You still want to hire the man to do your shit, hire him up. But his wife's going to do more work than he does. So I'll show you what all this is going to be about soon enough. Why am I keeping this? Because it's pretty much free. That's why. It's cheap. It's cheaper for me to do this than to go buy a piece of wood and do all this cutting and shit. True story. I've already had the glue, already got the screws, already had this wood. I got pieces and piles of this wood, long pieces, that was used on the Scion. So for the front, I've already got that wood. I've got it all. All I got to do is just put it together. But there's reasons for what I'm doing here, and this is not going to be a finished product at all. This is just starting. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing. And when I break a corner from a screw, I'm not going to throw the wood away, man. I'm going to fix it. That cracking's harder than that damn wood is. That cracking right there is going to be 3 times harder than that wood. It's not going to break again. No. I know. I've done this so many times, it's unreal. So if you break a corner off, you think I'm going to cut and replace that whole board? No, shit, no. And I left it oversized so I can route it down. But no, I'm not going to replace that corner. Hell no. That glue's tough as shit, man. That's why I told you to use it. You guys take care. Have a great day. You'll understand what all this is about soon enough. Yeah, I am going to polish this turd. This is Polishing Turds Edition. Real good at proving stuff. And that's what I need to change my channel to. But yeah, I steal a lot of shit from Pete, but he don't give a fuck. He's my buddy, man. And he knows I'll be there for him anytime I can, you know what I mean? Hell, when you're good friends with people, they don't give a shit about stuff like that, little minor dumb shit. But yeah, I'll fix this up the right way. It's going to be different. You'll understand what it's about. And it's going to be a huge improvement for my home system. Hell yeah. You guys take care and have a great day. See you.